Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. 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 Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai
ഞാൻ കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, 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 Jai Jai Rama Om.
Vidya. Vidya.
You gave him, very small guys, everything.
Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai 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 Jai Rama.
Swamiji, you are still muted.
Shri Rama
No, it's not.
Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama Jai Rama, Jai Jai
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Brother, come to front. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Jai Ram Jai Jai
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Hari Om to everybody.
Pranam Swamiji.
Pranam, pranam, pranam. 2 days back we were going through Papa's words, ceaseless chanting of Ram Nam, side by side with concentrated meditation on the indwelling, all-pervading reality was going on. So then what we are doing, we are only chanting. So that means when he says side by side with concentrated meditation, so that means whose name I am chanting. If this is not going along with the chanting, what we are experiencing today will continue to exist. That means at the time of chanting we are happy, but after the chanting there is no deep impact. There may be an impact, no doubt, but not a deep impact. So various methods we have to try. One method again, for the past 2-3 days, some friends came here and every day we used to sit for 1 hour, 1.5 hours in the morning, going through the first page of the Thus Speaks Ramdas. Actually, in spite of spending more than 1 to 1.5 hours for the past 3-4 days, we were not able to move out of the first para, second para. It makes us to think that how to develop this concentrated meditation. If we read the word concentrated meditation, it may not have much. We can understand what is meant, but we have not practiced. To others we can instruct, reproduce, pass on. That it should be, the Nama chanting should be followed by or coupled with concentrated meditation. That's all. It is not helping us as a sadhaka. Today, so we will also try to join this. It is an experiment Papa has been giving for the past 3-4 days. What is this? To avoid an infinity mirror.
While sharing, when to click stop sharing, share window only. Go to window, then this one you want to go to, right? And you can't share. Now we go back. Alt.
Again, same thing coming, no?
Again, it's saying that. Ignore them.
Your entire screen will also.
Let me check it on the laptop.
Don't share your entire. So I will just read out first the first para of the book. Small. Thus speaks Ramdas. You remember? Can you see this?
Yes, Swami.
Eh?
Yes, Swami.
So you take the first. The aim of life. Human life is a rare acquisition. Its purpose is to know the Atman.
The sharing stopped, Swamiji. Sharing stopped.
I stopped.
Oh, but it was
By knowing which you have nothing more to know. Human life is a rare acquisition. Its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Everyone must realize that the divine is within him. God is within your heart. You are his embodiment. You are he, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove the veil. First God, everything else comes next. When we read this, first line is, human life is a rare acquisition. What do we mean by that? Among the various species, we are only blessed with the power to explore, to discriminate. Rest of the species don't have this privilege. Inert insentient matter, then the plant kingdom, then the animal kingdom, then the human kingdom. So we try to analyze now. So this is the only platform through which we come to know of his presence. Only through a human being, another human being can be awakened. We have been blessed with that discriminative power. That is why in Shastras we have heard Durlabam Trayamevai Tad Devanugraha Hetukam Manishyatvam Mumukshatvam Mahavurusha Samshaya. These three things are very rare. Human birth, a desire to know our truth, intense desire, and the company of evolved souls. So, human birth. So first we are trying to understand. We don't just read it and go. So I have been blessed with this human birth. I have seen inert matter, I have seen plants, trees, vegetable kingdom, and then comes animals, insects, all sorts of animals, snakes, so many things, all of us know that. And then comes human birth. So, first of all, we are thankful we have been blessed with. Now, what is the purpose? His purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which we have nothing more to know. I have not so far applied my mind on this because I don't know. Right from the moment I started growing, I was given a name before I started knowing myself. And when the name is called, I look at here and there, slowly identifying myself with the name. And then slowly identifying with my body, slowly identifying with my mind. And like that, an image is gradually grown in me without even my knowing. My likes and dislikes, my preferences, priorities, my rights and wrongs, my cravings, my ambition, my infatuation, my attachment towards my name, fame, power, position, wealth, all these things put together as years went by. With the result, I am not at all aware of my source. And who is that? Who is that? ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್. So here Papa says, everyone must realize that the divine is within him. So prior to this image, prior to this name, we came and then the name was given, no? So there was something, Body was there, not merely body. What else was there? Life was there. Life was there. Life was there, about which we are not aware. So this life has been relegated unknowingly. While we build up our image, this has been completely forgotten. So life is the expression of Atman. Papa used to say, we used to remember. So that means he is there in the form of life force, consciousness, intelligence. All this put together is called, that came without any name and form, and then a label was pasted, and then people started calling. I developed a feeling that I am this name, I am this body, I am this, because beyond that I don't feel myself anywhere. So in this process, I totally forgot about the life force, which is called the Atman. So here he says, everyone must realize that the divine is within him. God is within your heart. You are his embodiment. You are he, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove the veil. First God, everything else comes next. So our Nama chanting is meant for what? To remove the parda. So when we try to understand how to make my Nama chanting effective, how to side by side, along with chanting, what meditation? Concentrated meditation. on the attributes. This is one of the attributes. There can be many. This is one of the attributes. We have to see for ourselves whether we can move on this direction. This particular, remove the veil. How to remove the veil? Now, intellectually, we have understood we are not the image which we have in our mind. And the image will not compromise on anything. My comforts, my position, even after hearing this, and when we go out, why you go out, even inside, it will not. It is so strong, it got established. It's only hearing now, no? Only it is hearing. So, how to remove the parda? In Hindi, it is beautifully mentioned. Morning, Hindi knowing people were there, so you were reading it. मानव जीवन एक दुर्लभ प्राप्ति है. इसका उद्देश्य आत्मा को जानने है, जिसके पश्चात और कुछ जानने के शेष नहीं रह जाता है. हर कोई इस बात का अनुभव करे कि ईश्वर उसके भीतर ही है, ईश्वर आपके हृदय में है और आप उसी ईश्वर का अवतार है. आप स्वयं ईश्वर ही है, किंतु ये जानते नहीं. अज्ञान का एक पर्दा आपको भगवान से अलग कर देता है. इस पर्दा को हटाओ. हाउ टू हटाओ? दैट इज द क्रक्स. Intellectually, we have understood this. So, Nama chanting should enable us to do this hatao. We should be clear, na? So, we devise some method. When we know this, when Papa said side by side with concentrated meditation means we were just reading and reproducing to others. What are we doing, at the time of chanting? So, today he gives us remove the veil. First God, everything else comes next. So there I stop. So my Nama chanting, how am I? You did not hear the first way, I just read it out. Human life is a rare acquisition. I believe, come on. We started with Papa's one quotation about his sadhana. We are also chanting, Many of us have been chanting for decades now. Some maybe for so many years. He chanted only for 2 years. And he was able to get stabilized. So we are trying to find out what is happening to us. What should we do? So then he showed us, in one of his letters he has mentioned this. Ramdas, through a ceaseless repetition of the divine mantram, side by side with the concentrated meditation on the all-pervading, eternal, ever-blissful, indwelling God. So Ramdas had attained freedom and peace even before his advent into the world as a mendicant. That means he became a mendicant on 27th December 1922. The struggle started in 1920. So in these 2 years, he said he had already found the freedom and peace. Papa was from the beginning very clear that the God that he was seeking was within, unlike us. That everything was happening only by his will. This clarity and conviction got stabilized in him within a short time because of remembering God through chanting of his name ceaselessly and contemplating on his name simultaneously. Contemplating on his divine attributes simultaneously. So how to do this concentration? We have been going through so many theories. Intellect was 100% convinced. But it's only intellectually understood. We have not tried. Even when we read this, we are only reproducing. It is not an outcome of our exploring. And Papa clearly says that unless and until we become contemplative and meditative, we cannot near that. So that means along with our chanting, we have to bring in this dimension. So this is the test trial he is giving. First para of the book, thus speaks Ramdas. First para. Human life is a rare acquisition. So we try to understand what this means. There are so many species, starting from the inert, insentient, to the sentient, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom. So human kingdom only is the privileged one because it can only know God. It can only, it has got the power of discrimination, power to know, power to explore. All these things are available only in you. So that we understand now. Its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Where we get stuck. But when we were blessed with the human birth, we were just telling, after we came to this world, on a particular day, our parents put a label on our body. Previously, I was a nameless child, newborn. People write here newborn. So we also say praying for Papa's blessings on the newborn. Then a name. When the name is given, it's a label. Then when you are called with that name, you start looking. Slowly you are identifying yourself with that name. Later on you feel you are that name. Then your body. When you are called, you are looking at the body. When I call your name, I am looking at your body. So you also think that you are the body, normally. And when you go to the school and when you get 90 plus, I congratulate and say you are an intelligent person. So you feel, you are intelligent mind. So this is how one by one the image is getting thickened. And later on we develop our rights and wrongs, likes and dislikes, preferences, priorities, ambitions, our infatuations, our cravings, our desires, our attachment towards name, fame, power, position, wealth. Unknowingly, all these things are taking place unknowingly. And you don't know that this is taking place at all. But when somebody touches, immediately react from that platform, that image platform. So to us only we exist, the image. Very clear. Papa here says, your purpose is to know the Atman. So now we are trying, our contemplative mind now is trying. Acha, prior to this, what was that? Prior to this labeling is the first thing started, What was that? A nameless child. Oh, there was a body. Nameless body, okay. Was that the beginning? Yeah, not merely the body. Body means if it is dead, immediately it will be cremated. So there is a life force. And life is the expression of Atman. So here Papa says, its purpose is to know the Atman, by knowing which you have nothing more to know. Oh, everything is an appendage, That is my original. Everything is an appendage. The so-called image is also an appendage. Then, everyone must realize, because of this thickness, the dominance of this image, what happens? Everyone must realize that the divine is within. We are not aware. We are only aware of our, like whatever we have mentioned. That we are aware. The cravings of our body, cravings of our mind, cravings of our intellect, that we are always conscious. Whenever it is disturbed, we become upset. The You can sit there or sit here. God is within your heart. Then he says, God is within your heart. You are his embodiment. You are he, but you do not know that. Milesh, there, just stop, no? Beyond that, we don't go. But you are he, but you do not know that. Sit down. If you want to sit down, you can sit down here. Ask them, no, what they want. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove it. Then how to remove it? So Rama chanting, suppose we start with this. This could be one of the concentrated meditation on the indwelling reality. The life is there, we are aware. Otherwise we will not be able to talk. The hand will not move like this. Like that, so many things, we try to understand that. So now the power behind this, how do I understand? This should, if it is clear what we are searching for, it might show some your brittle. എവിടുന്ന് വരുന്നു ഇവിടെ ഇതൊരു മണിക്കൂർ വരെ പോവും. താല്പര്യമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇരിക്കാം. ആ ശരി, എല്ലാവരും ഉണ്ടോ? അവിടെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ സെൻറ്ററിൽ പോയിരുന്നോ? കൈൻഡ്ലി പോ, അവിടെ കുറേ വിവരം തരും. ഈ തൊട്ടമ്പിൽ ആശ്രമത്തെ പറ്റിയുള്ള പ്രാഥമികമായിട്ടുള്ളെല്ലാം തരുമായിരുന്നു. പോയിരുന്നോ? ആ കേട്ടോ, ശരി ശരി. So just think about it. We are trying to make a beginning on these lines. We are used to certain routine, but this particular aspect has not been made clear to us. That everyone must realize that the divine is within, God is within your heart, you are his embodiment, you are he, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God. Remove the veil. First God, everything comes. So this is the purpose of chanting. Chanting is to know that he is within. He has gifted us with a human birth. He has provided everything to us through Mother Nature and society. But we were not aware. We were not aware of the originator or the creator, the first Bijam. We were not aware of the great provider who has been providing everything, including the air we breathe. We have not made the water to drink, the earth to exist, the space to move about, the 98.4 degree temperature. We did not plan, no. The moment we came out of the mother's womb. The so-called me and mine now, which is dominating us, it had no role neither in the seed stage nor in any of these stages. Not even now. We are talking in English. This English is also not made by me, created by me. So the language itself is a gift given to me by him through some of his creation. But I don't think anything. I start from me and mine, end with me and mine. So Nama chanting is to take us to our source. Not only our source, also to the great provider who has been providing everything to me right from my seed stage. till this moment. Papa put it in a simple word. While chanting, you should know you are chanting the name of one who is within you, who is making you to chant. If we just chant, it doesn't make. But when we go through this with this bhavana, something will remain with us. Me, creation, God. There are three factors are there. So here he is trying to slowly connect us with all. He in the form of Atman, the life force. Me in the form of body, mind, intellect, sense of individuality. And rest of the things, the mother nature and the gifts of society, everything is in the form of creation. So this triangle, me the sense of individuality, he the power behind it, through the co-creations. If I skip, I am not aware. I am only limiting myself to me and mine. To get over this bridge, to get over this hurdle, I have been asked to chant his name.
Me and mine is on the image platform, not the truth platform.
That is very strong now. Very strong. In one of the prayer, where is that the ego born out of me? Here, no?
It's on the drive.
In one of the Swami Chinmayanandaji beautifully brought out this. We have many a time read this, but it will be appropriate to remember it again and again.
The image ego is
Hmm?
the image ego is
Oh, correct. This is a beautiful prayer. It came to extempore. We were all there, directly hearing it. We can still remember when he was taking classes on Bhajagovindam 60 years back. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jadare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Again birth, again death, again getting into mother's womb, again birth. Enough is enough. I am tired of this. Please help me to cross over this samsaric ocean. Kripaya pare pahi murare. So while explaining, Swamiji said this, the ego born out of me has now become a mighty power, ruling over me relentlessly. Everyone can understand how true it is. And in front of this usurper of my bosom, I am but a slave. To free myself from this great inner tyrant, I need now a mighty friend, a powerful and sympathetic friend. And who can it be except you, my Lord? Save me. Help me, please. And even here, what right have I? The slave of my own passions. The image is beautifully brought out here. The slave of my own passions, the non-believer all these years. Apparently, I may be a believer. But in the truest sense, I am a non-believer. Why, so long as I have not recognized His presence within me, I am a non-believer. I may say that I am a believer. And even here, what right have I, the slave of my own passion, the non-believer all these years, to seek your help now? True, I have no face to meet thee. O Lord, I have nothing to offer thee except my own tears. I have nothing to claim for myself except the fatigue of my indulgence, the stink of my selfish acts, the sweat of my passions, and the cords of my attachments. Just came, in a choking voice. We are still recollecting, even the modulation. O Lord, I have nothing to offer thee except my own tears. I have nothing to claim for myself except the fatigue of my indulgence, the stink of my selfish acts, the sweat of my passions, and the cords of my attachment. In fact, I don't deserve to be saved, yet, Lord, I am tired. Beaten out completely, exhausted thoroughly, repentant fully, helpless wholly. This is the utter surrender, no? Utter helplessness. Step by step, he is bringing out. Yet, Lord, I cannot move an inch. I am tired. Beaten out completely from every quarter. Exhausted thoroughly. Exhausted all my resources. Repentant fully. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have talked like that. I shouldn't have thought like that. Helpless wholly. Nobody else. I surrender myself to thee and thy grace. Then, this is also another touching. I claim a hearing, I have come from you, Heir apparent. Vivekananda Swami always, roars. Srunvandu Vishve Amrutasya Putra. Oh, here, I am the Amrutasya Putra. I am the Putra. Heirs of immortal bliss. So I have got that's what he says. I claim a hearing and expect a help from thee. Art thou not the ocean of Kripa, of grace, of kindness, of love? Won't thou in thy kindness take pity on me and once more destroy the old enemy Mura in my bosom, the bundle of my own wretched vasanas? So the image in this prayer, we get clarity. The image is nothing but the bundle of my own vasanas. Vasanas that separate me from him. I become unaware of his presence because of these vasana. That is why my rights and wrongs, likes and dislikes, everything has sprung forth from this vasana. Preferences, priorities, cravings, infatuation, bondage. So the once more we can read. This is very, very important in SS. The ego born out of me has now become a mighty power, ruling over me relentlessly, and in front of this usurper of my bosom, I am but a slave. To free myself from this great inner tyrant, I need now a mighty friend, a powerful and sympathetic friend. And who can it be except you, my Lord? Save me, help me, please. And even here, what right have I, the slave of my own passions, the non-believer all these years, to seek your help now? True, I have no face to meet thee. And also I don't have anything to offer, I don't have anything to offer thee except my own tears. I have nothing to claim for myself except the fatigue of my indulgence, the stink of my selfish acts, the sweat of my passions, the cords of my attachment. In fact, I don't deserve to be saved, yet, Lord, I am tired. Beaten out completely, exhausted thoroughly, repentant fully, helpless wholly. I surrender myself to thee and to thy grace. I claim a hearing. You cannot simply close your eyes. I have come from you, Okay, I've forgotten, I did all these things. Not befitting to my stature. Agreed. But still, I continue to be your son, your product. your offspring. I claim a hearing and expect help from thee. Are not thou the ocean of kripa, of grace, of kindness, of love? Won't thou in thy kindness take pity on me? Once more destroy the old enemy Mura in my bosom, the bundle of my own wretched vasanas. You are hearing?
Yes, Swamiji.
Right. So
Yes,
here,
Swamiji.
yeah. So here, how to now remove the veil of ignorance, that curtain? Could this be one of the methods? We have to think. They are placing before us various tools. When he says there is a veil of ignorance separating you from God, you are He, but you do not know that. There is a veil of ignorance separating you from God, remove it. First God, everything else comes next. So Nama chanting is the one tool which we have to perseveringly use it, perseveringly, with this bhavana. In Hindi, what we read? Hatao, no? Parda. മലയാളത്തിൽ എന്താ പറഞ്ഞത്? ഈശ്വരൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ ഹൃദയാന്തരത്തിലുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ ദൈവത്തിൻ്റെ പ്രതിരൂപമാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ ഈശ്വരൻ തന്നെയാണ്, പക്ഷെ നിങ്ങളത് അറിയുന്നില്ല. ഈശ്വരനെ നിങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും മറച്ചു വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത് അജ്ഞതയുടെ ഒരു ആവരണമാണ്. ആ ആവരണത്തെ എടുത്തു കളയൂ. റിമൂവ്. So Nama chanting is one of the techniques by which we try to remove the curtain. So when we keep on dwelling upon it and then simultaneously chanting, will it have any effect? We have to try. We don't know. We have to try. When he said ceaseless chanting side by side with concentrated meditation on the indwelling or pervading reality, eternal reality, this is how he could scale the heights. We are chanting, not ceaseless, but we are chanting. But the side by side or simultaneously dwelling on. This becomes clear to us when we go through In Quest of God again. Here, in the first chapter, he says, thenceforward, a part of the time that was formerly totally devoted to worldly affairs was taken up for the meditation of Ram, not chanting. That means what Ram stands for, the subtle and mysterious power. Meditating. Meditation of Ram, who for that period gave him real peace. Gradually, love for Ram, the giver of peace, increased. The more Ramdas meditated on and uttered his name. See, very clear. In our case, when we look back, we have only chanted. This dimension was not brought in. That is why the delay. The more Ramdas meditated on and uttered his name, greater the relief and joy he felt. So whenever free from worldly duties, be the period ever so small, he would meditate on Ram and utter his name. Again he repeats them. He would meditate on Ram and utter his name. Walking in the streets, he would be uttering Ram Ram. No taste but for Ram. Meditation of Ram continued apace. Okay, please come again. Out of Prasad, give him something and some pamphlet, please. Out in the wait a minute. No taste but for Ram, meditation of Ram continued apace. It encroached upon the hours of the day and the so-called worldly duties. Meditation.
Swamiji.
Ah.
So Papa knew that who is the indwelling Ram is, so he meditated upon him.
Ah.
Ourselves, knowing who is the indwelling Ram, whom will we meditate upon?
அது தனி வாசிக்கிறோம்.
அது தெரியல சுவாமி, யாரும் மெடிடேட் பண்ண தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது.
அதான் இப்போ பேசுறது சக்தி இருக்குன்னு சொல்றது இல்லையா? இப்போ இந்த கேள்வி கேட்கறது எதுனால? அங்கே தானே, வேறு வெளியிலேயே போண்டாமே.
சரி, இருக்கிற பவர் தான் கேட்க வைக்கிறது.
The same power which is now making us to talk or hear is prompting us to ask this question. Otherwise, we will not turn towards him. Because we have trained our mind only to become extrovert. Because the image is so strong, the image will not permit to know the power behind the talking, the power behind the seeing, the power behind the hearing, the power behind the tasting, touching, smelling, the power behind the thinking. The image is so strong, it does not allow us to look at the power behind this image. Why did he do that? We cannot question him. But at least now he has made us to understand that he is there behind, intellectually.
Yes.
So now we are trying, having made known to us kindledness. Like Papa Julu, Guru well enna awakening. This is what he called. You are not what you are yourself to be. Your original nature is something else. This awakening does by the outer Guru. Inner Guru prompts the outer Guru to come and tell us. And then we pursue, that is what is called sadhana. And we are not running away from any field. So far, the image was taking over the doership, the plannership. And then once we try to understand that he is the power, this doership will not be there much. Ownership will not be there much. So the image functions knowing that the image has been given by that power. So while we chant, let us try to bring as much of this dimension. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Just now we are ready, be the period ever so small. He was meditating. Throughout the chanting, it may not be possible. We have not trained our mind. It might go here and there. Doesn't matter. But during the chanting, we will try. Even if it is only available for 3 or 4 chantings, still it's a plus point. And the next para also we will read, the microcosm is the macrocosm. The individual is the universal. God dwells in every being and thing in his entirety and perfection, however small. Think not in terms of the individual, but always in terms of the universal. Do everything for the sake of God. Then your ego sense will vanish. You will realize you are the universal spirit, changeless, eternal, infinite. This is your goal. Now, again, we do this, concentrated meditation on these words. Whatever is now uttered, let us not take it as full. It is one dimension. There could be so many dimensions. The microcosm is the macrocosm. Because even in a tiny ant or in a mosquito and in a mighty elephant, we find this life force. Yeah. How many different species? Microcosm is the macrocosm. However small. And then think about always universal, not individual. How do we do that? One method could be like this. Now we are talking, we can always say, I am talking. That is individual. But when we say universal, how to bring in this act of talking? Suddenly we remember we are talking through any English language. This language is a gift of God through his chosen instrument. I have not brought it. A to Z, conjugation of verb, diction, idioms, phrases, modulation. Think. We have been taught, we are using it. It is not ours. And we don't know the author of this. So something other than me. I exist to talk this. How do I exist? If the air is not there, if the water is not there, if the earth is not there, the space is not there, the sun is not there, food is not there. So can I exist by myself? Talking before the laptop. I did not bring this laptop into the world. I'm sitting in a room. The first construction, I did not do that. I am sitting under fan and light. The electricity, fan and light and various gadgets, I have not produced. The chair, I did not. Slowly, I am existing because of the factors other than me. Papa says, think not in terms of the individual, but always in terms of the universal. And he is making you to, he gave us the language, he gave us the theme. And this book is not created by me. That power made Papa to write whenever the power made a questionnaire, a devotee to write something, and Papa was prompted to answer, and that was in so many places. One devotee was prompted, or a group of devotees were prompted to go in search of those letters as far back in late 50s. And then when they collected all the letters, there was no computer at that time. You can just imagine. Each one has to go through that letter, select these words, type it out, and then bring out a suitable caption for this. That is why we are reading. And the printing technology, I did not bring. The paper, the material for this, I did not do that. So everything. Suddenly I remember. to share these thoughts through the laptop and personally to others here. So many external factors. Why so many? All external factors have helped us to do that. So he says, think not in terms of the individual, but always in terms of the universal. So Ramnam was given, we did not do that. The language, no. The sound, the life force, the sound, the ambience, the external ambience, everything has been provided. Where are you going? I'm going for today is my Ramnam. Normally this is how we say that. How subtle it is, We cannot change that habit. But we can say, at least mentally feel, today he has given me an opportunity to sing his name, to enable me to remember him. Where are you going? All these things should come in our mind. That's why he says, do everything for his sake.
Swamiji,
Oh,
it is subtle, but it is so much ingrained that it is difficult
very
to
difficult.
remove that.
Who said it is easy? It is glued. Parikanavada. Hatao. We don't know the technique. So think not in terms of the individual, but always in terms of the universal. Do everything for his sake. Then your ego sense will vanish and you will realize you are the universal spirit, changeless, eternal, infinite. This is your goal. Thus speaks Ramdas, first page. These two paras, for the past 3 days, 4 days, we have been sitting with that. Then only all these things came out. So this is called this can be called, I don't know whether it is right. We call it as concentrated meditation. On whose name we are chanting. So when we feel that the Nama is not taking us further of realizing his presence within, then probably we have to bring in some dimensions. This is the message he gives us today. Because for the past so many days, the topic is how to make our Ramnam more and more effective.
Swamiji,
Oh,
this topic has been for more than now 6 months.
6 months. Still we are there where we are.
Yes, Papa is showing that.
But Papa is patient. He will not leave us until we get into the boat and move towards him. Otherwise, just think, 4 or 5 days back, the devotees have been coming from Hyderabad, and they were enthusiastic. And then Papa prompted them to bring out this question. Papa prompted us to take this book and then go through that. Then we slowly started realizing, oh, this is called concentrated meditation. Oh. Then we thought we should immediately hot share with you all. Because
thank you, Swamiji.
Anybody who is now, what do you call, who are trying to keep it aflame, will immediately bake it. So that means the indication he is giving here is, you read one para, apply, connect with your desire, intense aspiration to remember him through chanting. So this delving deeper, exploring deeper, it will be there at the time of my chanting. Then to some extent we are trying to practice this side by side. He is slowly revealing the technique. And it is up to us now. He will not force us. It is up to us now to practice in our own way. That means going every word. This hatao, when in Hindi, and immediately see how to do that. That also you tell us.
Swamiji, the truth is that on some nights when we try to go to sleep, பரீட்சை வந்தா போல இருக்கு சுவாமிஜி. எவ்வளவு போர்ஷன் பாக்கி இருக்கு, பரீட்சை வந்தா போல இருக்கு, என்ன பண்ணணும்னு தெரியல, ஒரே தவிச்சு போயிடுறோம். என்ன பண்றது சுவாமிஜி?
Aranam. Many devotees, when they say that, அவளுக்கு அந்த உள்ளேருந்து வரது எத்தனை நாளாக நான் பண்ணுறேன், என்ன சும்மா உட்காந்துருக்கா, இன் யுவர் ஓன் வே. One devotee composed a song in Tamil. You may not know, I may not be able to translate in the way in which she has put. நானொரு விளையாட்டு பொம்மையா. Do you think I am a toy in your hand? What are you doing? And when I cry, you put me in so many things and I cry. Does it give you joy? Like that. நானொரு விளையாட்டு பொம்மையா. Am I a playtop for you? What are you doing? So this sort of relationship, mother and child relationship. So that means, the intense aspiration comes out in form. And so such prayer also we remember. Start thinking on those lines. Papa will open up new vistas. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Sri Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. One more step. Namaskar. 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 Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Namaskaram Swamiji.
Namaskar. Namaskaram. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Pranam. 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 Da. Narayana. the book. You can